We have another speaker talking about how mobile is changing the face of advertising. Ms. Rina Azcuna-Siongco is the head for Globe Telecom's mobile advertising business, which operates through Globe's wholly owned subsidiary, Entertainment Gateway Group, or EGG. She was previously project manager of Globe's IT transformation program. Prior to that, she was the head of Globe's value-added services business for 7 years. She has 20 years of experience in the mobile industry, working in the areas of product management, marketing, and customer service. She has been with Globe for 9 years. Prior to Globe, she worked with Sonera Z as Asia Regional Product Director and with Piltel as Marketing Manager. She holds an MBA from the Asian Institute of Management and a Bachelor of Science degree in Management Engineering from the Ateneo de Manila University. Ms. Rina Azcuna-Siongco.
Thank you. Just before I start, I guess we were talking about trending topics earlier. In case you haven't heard or haven't had time to check your Twitter feeds, we now have a new Chief Justice in the Philippines. Pinoy just appointed Justice Sereno as the new Chief Justice, the first female Chief Justice for the Philippines. Very cool for us females there. Okay, so I'm going to be talking today about mobile advertising. When IMAP was kind enough to invite me to be a speaker here today, the topic I proposed, I wanted to talk about innovations, the new rich media stuff in mobile advertising. And Manny Fernando asked me and suggested that, can you go back to the basics and still cover the basics of mobile advertising? And I was telling him, di pa ba kayo sawa dun? Parang, di ba gasgas na yun? But he was saying, no, but a lot of people are still asking about that, so there's still a lot of questions about it. So I'll be covering, I guess a big part of the deck will be about the basics of mobile advertising. Although towards the end, I'll try to cover about some new products also in the space. I guess today we don't really need to talk a lot about why do mobile advertising. The past 2 days, a lot of people have been talking about, of course, why digital is big. We know how many mobile subscribers there are here in the Philippines. It's 90+% penetration. It will soon be like 1:1. Mobile internet penetration is at 20% today. We're talking about smartphones. There are around 10 million smartphones in the Philippines today, and the rate of growth is really huge. If you look at the first quarter this year, it grew by 400% versus the same quarter last year. So at that velocity, I mean, by the end of this year, it's going to be a huge market. Mobile advertising is has big potential for targeting as well, and it's a very interactive medium. So we don't have to talk much about why do it. But then we go back and people mentioned already earlier, brands only spend we're lucky if they spend 1% on mobile advertising. I think what we're seeing is even half of that. So, if people are convinced, okay, we need to do mobile advertising, why such little spend on it today? And when we talk to brands, most of what we hear is, they don't know how to do it. So, advertisers have limited experience with the mobile medium. So, they ask for a lot of help with regards to this space. They're reluctant to risk hurting their brand's image, which they took years to build up. So they're treading very lightly with regards to this space. So some of the things to consider is there are a lot of digital media forms out there. So it can be daunting if you're not a techie. A lot of people are probably more familiar with social media, but not with mobile per se. Within mobile, there's a lot of products you could tap for mobile advertising. There's SMS, there's banner ads, there's mobile apps, there's search. So a whole bunch of stuff. Mobile also is a different kind of space. So if you're a creative person who's worked on traditional media, the creative execution you need to do on mobile is a little different. You have the attention span of the person for a limited time. Sometimes you only have 160 characters to work with. So you need to be simple, but you need to be clear, and yet you have to be very personal also when you engage with the customer. So it requires a different approach, I guess, in terms of creatives. Also, when I guess you try to look at how successful your effort is in mobile advertising, the tendency is to compare it with traditional media. But I guess the results or measuring results are different when it comes to mobile. So you can't really use the same standards. The challenge also today is the kind of reporting mechanisms for mobile advertising aren't as mature as traditional media. So that also needs to catch up so that we can deliver what brands are looking for. So how can you make mobile advertising work for you? So there are different applications or different locations where you can use it. One is drive to apply or recruitment. For example, if you wanted to sign up people to try a new product of yours, or sign up for a new credit card or a bank service, for example, for the financial industry. Getting them to go to your store to try a product or to purchase a product of yours. If you have a mobile site or a website, but earlier we were talking about how websites have to start creating a mobile site version as well. Mobile advertising can help drive your customers to your mobile sites as well. Or if you're in social media, like Facebook, if you've got a Facebook page or some other social media presence, you can use mobile advertising to drive the customer to your social media space as well. Or if you're a brand that happens to have branded content, like you have images that you want to make available for download to your customers, or music or songs, then you can use mobile advertising to promote that and encourage people to download that content as well. I mentioned earlier also that mobile advertising is also an opportunity to be able to do targeted type of marketing. Today, there are a number of targeting profiles that we can offer our customers. To me, it's still, personally, I still find it pretty limited. Right now, we offer gender, age, location, and location here being either his home or his office. But moving forward, there's a lot of much more rich profiles that we can provide as well to our customers. But maybe just to give you a snapshot of the profiles that we see for our customers today in Globe who have opted in to receive mobile advertising. It's predominantly female. We've got about 68% who are female in our base. In terms of age, almost about 4/5 of the profile base is below 30 years of age. So pretty young, I guess. In terms of location, the prime locations that we see are Metro Manila, North Luzon, and Mindanao. But those are where I guess bulk of the base is. But I guess the general message is you can cut it up. So the first SMS that we sent out to the target base said, swap an empty bottle of shampoo for a free bottle of Shampoo X. Bring it to the mall here, for example, was Robinson's, Ortigas on a specific date. Reply Y for free, and you get to meet a celebrity who was going to be in the event on that day. In this case, it was Bea Alonzo. So once we sent that SMS out, 9% of the people responded and sent Y. And so once they sent that, they got a reply back which said, congratulations, you've won an opportunity to meet Bea Alonzo. Just present your empty shampoo bottle at the event, and then it gave the details of the event. And then a few days before the event, another SMS was sent out just to remind the person, okay, about the event details and the other details you need to know. So another example was for a coffee product for a coffee shop. They were introducing new coffee products, so basically a sampling type of effort. Their target audience were males and females, 15 to 35 years old in the Makati area. The mechanics was it was a multi-phase campaign to drive consumer awareness for a new set of iced drinks that they were going to offer. They wanted to do snapshot research as well regarding their consumer or their customers' preferences, and then of course drive them to the stores in the area. And customers who would participate in this campaign would get a freebie. They'd get a voucher so that they could get a free sample of that new drink of theirs. So the first message that we sent out to the target customers said, get your ABC coffee personality and a free drink today. Share with us what your favorite iced drink would be. You reply either latte, mocha, or coffee. So depending on what you would send us a reply. So for example, for latte, First after we sent that message, we got 30% of people who sent a response in. So depending on whether you responded with latte, coffee, or mocha, it would tell you what your personality profile is. So for example, if you sent latte, it would say, you're a caring and nurturing person. Show this SMS at selected ABC coffee shops for one free medium iced latte. and reply with the word list if you wanted to see where the branches were where you could go to claim that. And from those people, 89% replied with the word list to get the list of the branches, and then so of course we replied with the list of the branches. Beyond that, we weren't able anymore to get data on how many people actually went there and claimed the freebie. One more example, for a credit card. I believe this one was for a new credit card that was being introduced by a bank, and it was targeted to females. So the mobile campaign was targeted to females 25 to 35 years of age in the Metro Manila and Cebu area. And the mechanics was an SMS type of message dialogue. And it incorporated not just SMS, so there was SMS and then there was MMS as well. And then after that, it pointed the customer to a mobile site that they had also created. So the first step was we sent an SMS out to the target market. And it said, Bank X invites you to step right into a perfect fit. And the promo that they had is if you signed up for the card, they'd give 3 pairs of shoes for free for the people who would sign up, which for a female is like giving manna from heaven when you say shoes. So they'd get 3 pairs of shoes from Charles & Keith, so reply Y for free. And 40% of the people we sent the message to replied with Y. So once they replied with Y, we sent a second message out, which now had an MMS picture. So it said, give your feet a well-deserved makeover. With the new Bank X credit card, you get 3 pairs of shoes. Click on this link, which is, say, bankxcard.mobi on your mobile phone to find out how, or there was a number that they could also call. So out of the people who got that message, 36% of them clicked the URL to get to the site. So once they get to the site, then they get more information about the mechanics. They could enter information about themselves and find out the next steps. And overall, at the end of the campaign, the credit card company advises they got about 14.5% of those who actually signed up for that new credit card. One last example for SMS. This was for a new fragrance that was being introduced. The target audience, it's a fragrance that's unisex. So target audience is male, female, 20 to 40 years old, EB income segment in specified Metro Manila cities. It was an SMS to MMS type of campaign also, and the objective was to drive awareness for this new fragrance. So the first message said, the new fragrance Y, a limited edition fragrance for men and women. For an exclusive gift with the purchase, reply Y now for free to get more details. So after that, we got 17% of the people texted Y to get more information about it. We sent them then an image, an MMS picture of the fragrance, and then with more details saying if you go now to the fragrance counter at specific malls in the area, if you purchase it, then you get a free pouch and body lotion and a purse spray, and the offer would end by a certain date. So all the details would be there. So that's all, I guess, what I call the basics, the SMS, MMS type of engagements that we do. And admittedly, that's really a majority of the kinds of campaigns that we see today. But more and more now that we've got a lot of people doing mobile internet, we have the smartphones out there as well. We'll start to see more stuff happening on the richer media space. So, we can't discount stuff like display ads. So on the display ad space, there's lots of kinds of products. So you've got the usual static and animated banners. This is the one that I guess we're most familiar with. When you're surfing the web or using an app, that's the one you would most likely encounter. There are expandable banner ads as well, where if you click on the banner, it becomes a bigger image and it can give you more information. There are interstitial ads as well. Sometimes if you use an app, there's a sort of like an image that will crawl up and then it will crawl down. So that's an example of an interstitial ad. There are video ads as well. So you can click a banner, it opens up to a video. HTML5 layer ads are able to give more information about a product. It's sort of like a mini site without taking you out of the site that you're browsing in. And I guess the benefit or the thing to note when it comes to the display ads, the richer the type of ad media format that you use here, we find the higher the click-through rate. So when you look at just the static and animated banners, the average click-through rate is anywhere from 0.1 to, they say now, about 0.4%. But when you get to the really rich media ones, they can go up to 8.9, even 10% click-through rate. So just to maybe give some examples of these rich media type of ads, Amobi is actually a partner of Globe and Egg. They are a provider for our display ad capabilities. They've recently been purchased by Singtel, so technically they're a sister company of ours now. So so one example that they've done is, for example, for Virtu, you start with a banner ad, and when you click it, it opens up to a bigger page, and then you can click on the different options in the menu to find out more information about the product. I mentioned mobile video, so it's an opportunity for you to bring TV campaigns to mobile. So you can click on the video and watch either your TVC or anything that you've prepared to really talk about your product more to your customer. This is a new thing that Amobi is now able to offer. There's a company called Ajitsu. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. But they specialize in what we call 3D ads. And they've recently the company's been bought by Amobi. So that capability is now under their portfolio. And the 3D ad is, it's really, this is, I guess, the height of rich media. So it's able to give more information about your product, where you can really view the product from different angles. And it's best seen, I guess, from a tablet because it's a bigger screen. I'll try to show you a video of it so you can just better appreciate it also. Let's see if this works. So this is a campaign that they did for BMW. So you can click on the image, move it around, turn it 360 degrees. You can break it apart, look at it from different layers, from the inside, outside. So some of the examples we've seen is for cars, for a camera, for travel as well. So that's an example of a 3D ad. And then we've got augmented reality as well. So you can use that for mobile advertising also to complement a print ad, for example, that you've got out there, or posters or point of sale campaigns, where basically the customer would point his phone camera to your poster, to the print ad, and augmented reality would bring out more information. Like it would pop out website links, images, or links to videos, and really make it more dynamic for your customer to enjoy. So I'll show a video as well, since it's better appreciated from a video perspective. So this is an example of something that's been done by a company called Lepar. I think this is with Cadbury, where they merged like a mobile game with the chocolate bars. So I guess in closing, just to summarize, what are the things to remember as you try to go into mobile advertising is, one, it's both a standalone medium and a medium that can complement the other media that you're using. So if you have a campaign that's trying media, mobile is something that you can integrate into that campaign. You don't have to look at it as something separate. But there are opportunities also where you could do a standalone campaign for that. It's something where you should build an interactive experience. I mean, take advantage of the fact that the mobile phone is something that's an interactive device. It's very targeted, it's personal, it's something that can provide a two-way conversation with your customer base. So you need to be able to build a mobile advertising campaign that takes advantage of that interactiveness. You need to drive to a single and a simple, specific response, especially if you're talking about SMS or MMS type of ads. Like I mentioned, you only have a number of characters to work with, so you can't overcomplicate it for your customer. So keep it simple. Use it to drive a person to sign up for something, drive him to your store or to your website or mobile site, or drive him to buy something. So try not to mix up too many of the messages, I guess, in that one instance. And lastly is to design the end-to-end experience. The mobile ad doesn't sit alone. It's part of an overall customer journey that you're providing to the customer. So you need to start with what's your compelling marketing offer, come up with your creative execution which feeds into your mobile ad, and then end it with, okay, what's your objective if you want them to purchase something. So it closes with your customer doing that fulfillment, fulfilling the customer need with either giving him the product or delivering the service that you wanted to deliver to the customer. That's it. Thank you very much.
Ms. Rina Azcuna-Siongco, any questions from the people here? Okay, do we see a number of local companies already taking advantage of the new way of advertising that you've shown us, like that 3D or augmented reality?
Media stuff. Well, today it's really still more SMS and MMS. So the richer media stuff even in terms of capability, we haven't really actively offered them until today. So we'll start to see it, I guess, become more visible towards the end of the year.
I'm assuming you still have a lot of people, advertising through SMS. That's one of your initial examples. But is there any way other companies could drive up the response rate from the examples that you've shown? How can
you improve it?
How can they improve
further?
it?
Actually, because we've been doing this for about 4 years now. So the response rates we see today are a lot better from what I used to see 4 years ago. So some of the things still hold true, like, some, as I mentioned, the message has to be clear. So sometimes the way you word it really affects the way they'll respond. Of course, it depends on your offer also. We had some instances where the product was, the reward was, I think you had to spend 1,000 pesos and the price they were going to give us a chocolate bar. So, it's no big deal. No one's going to respond. We had one case also where there was this a beverage company that was introducing a new variant, a new drink. And the drink, honestly, did not taste very good.
Oh, yeah.
So, no matter what we did, not many people went to the store to sample it, to the point that it doesn't exist anymore today. They shelved that product. So, a number of factors, I guess, can come in, but there are a lot of ways you can improve the response rates. And that's where we want to help brands also, because we have been doing it for quite some time. So, we do help brands, put together the campaign so that it's one that's very effective.
Okay, Ms. Rina Azcuna-Siongco, thank you very much. We have someone with a question. Sorry, go ahead.
Hi, Marvin from Loud Whistle Social Media. My question is, those mobile ads, are those for prepaid and postpaid subscribers? And if it's for if prepaid subscribers are included, how do you know that they're included in the target demographic of the ads?
They're offered to all, postpaid, prepaid, touch mobile as well. So, and then depending on our client, so if they want to just touch prepaid, then we can segregate prepaid, or if they want just postpaid, we can also segregate it, because we know anyway from the number ranges where the customer falls. But it's offered to all as long as you're opted in to receive ads. So it's a mix.
So it's yung sa prepaid, it's like a scatter approach. You don't really know the demographics of the people receiving the ads.
We know, as I mentioned, the age, gender, and location, but not of all. Admittedly, we don't have 100%, but about 30 to 40% have given us information about themselves. So we do efforts to try and ask for this information from the customers, and we try to give them a bit of a reward if they give us this information. So it's a continuing effort to get their profiles.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, ma'am.
You look familiar.
Yes, hi Rina. Well, I have a question. I'm Bon Santos from Havoc Digital, formerly under Rina's team. But the question is, has the government relaxed its policy or the regulation for mobile advertising? And if yes, then is it affecting how much you're growing your mobile advertising base now?
Well, the current government regulation is that the customer needs to be opted in. So that's what we continue. That's what we continue to do today. So we send it to opted in customers. So of course, if that regulation wasn't there, it would be a lot easier. But maybe not friendly to the customers. So it's a pretty good, I guess, rule to have there as well. So we follow that regulation. There hasn't been any change so far on that one. So on our end, it's a continuing effort to try and get people to opt in. Those who aren't opted in yet, to get them opted in to receive ads, so we can continue to increase our base also.
As a follow-up question, so that one, it's already, since it hasn't relaxed, do you see it hurting the business at least?
I don't think so, especially now that mobile internet usage is going up. Smartphone usage is also going up. When you start to use stuff like banner ads and all the other rich media stuff, those actually don't need opt-ins, because as you're browsing, then you're going to see the ads. So that's an opportunity for us to be able to serve more customers beyond the opt-in base that we have.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have another question.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Renji Santos. I'm from SPI Global. And my question actually depends on three factors. So number one is that you mentioned the number of SMS users or versus smartphone users at this time. The second one is, of course, the cost involved in terms of advertising via SMS and developing those programs on smartphones. And I guess the third would be, I guess it would just be two. So my point is, when would be, do you project, would be the best time for advertisers to really dive into the higher end or the rich content advertising for mobile?
I think, it depends on the product. So if your product is one that's catered to maybe like the high end, then you'd want to do it now because you've got a smartphone base already there. But there are some products that cater maybe more to the mass market, where you don't have to wait for someone to have a smartphone, where SMS is enough. So you can use already the SMS base also there. So it's also part of the targeting. The kind of phone that the person uses is part of the targeting profile also that you can factor in. So I would say that it depends really on what the requirement of the customer, of the client is.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, we'd like to thank... Oh, there's another one, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Jay Baratilla from Premium SEO Solutions in Makati. You mentioned earlier that there were positive click-through rate for the high graphic ads in smartphones. I'm just curious if it includes the kind of pop-up ads that sometimes appear in apps in mobile phones. Is it?
Yeah, I guess that would be considered one of the rich media ads as well.
Do you think those in a way make an effective conversion for building your client's brand or sales?
I guess within rich media ads, there's different kinds. So there are some that personally I find irritating also. They're just like pop-up. So some like interstitial ads for me are better because they'll appear and then they'll disappear on its own and they'll slide down. So there are some that I think you start to see less and less of now because people, advertisers or or ad platform providers have realized that they're not really desirable to customers. So you see some that are you start to see I guess a roadmap towards more customer friendly type of rich media ads now that are not as irritating to customers. So that's the goal, is to be able to create one that's not too intrusive. Because if you turn off the customer, then you're just gonna turn them off to the ad, to the brand or the product itself that's advertised, which of course you don't want to do. So that's a goal of, I guess, us in this industry, is to be able to deliver ads that people genuinely want to see and don't turn them off.
And the trend is actually like it has to be interactive, more than
Yeah,
annoying
it's more
and
engaging.
disruptive.
Like you'll forget that you were actually browsing this other site because you actually get transferred to this ad that makes you play around with the video of the
Right.
car and stuff like that.
And the longer you stay in that site or in that ad,
the better.
the better the brand
Yes,
is
yeah.
projected. Okay, well, with that, I'd like to thank Ms. Rina
Thank you.
Azcuna-Siongco again. Thank you very much.